What's up, y'all? This is your boy Super Barber Samson with another banger video. Hey, check this out. It is so important to impress your young clients. Your young clients some days become your most greatest clients. So you cut them young, you keep them fresh young, and guess what? They're going to give you so much money from the time they're young teenagers or preteens all the way till they become adults, maybe going to college, maybe after college. But just think about this is part of your income. So you cannot slack on your young clients. You hook up your young clients, they eventually become teenage clients, and then they become adult clients, and then they become family clients, and then so on, the trickle down effect or the snowball effect. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger as it grows. All right, so stay tuned as I bless this young boy. Here we go. Let's go. Cool story for y'all. So this young kid that I'm about to cut, what happened was he literally his dad was getting a haircut. He was sitting in somebody else's chair, didn't like the haircut, but he saw me cutting another kid's haircut, and he said, man, that was fire. So he just decided that he wanted to come to me. So this is why it's important to always be on top of your game, because if you're not on top of your game, I promise you, all it's going to do is hurt you. So he came in one day, and I cut him first, and then after I cut him, he was like, man, I really got to get you to cut my son, you know? And I was like, all right, bet, that's a bet, come on through, bring your son through. And so now, long story short, I started cutting him and his son. So here's the thing. His son plays football. And I can tell young popular kids, I know kids who are going to be popular. I've been doing this for a long time. I could tell by this kid's demeanor. I could tell he's a young alpha. Like, everybody's going to want to be around this kid. So this is something that I've been doing for years. And so what I literally do is I find who's the most popular kid, and I cut their hair, and I end up blazing them. And what happens is those kids who are around him eventually want to get a haircut like him. And so what happens is those same kids that go hang out at this kid's house loves the haircut. One day they're going to say, hey, I got to go to the barbershop. Y'all want to roll? I'm going to say yes. They're going to sit in a chair, see what I do, see how I do it. They're going to fall in love with it, and they're going to go back home and tell their mom and dad, hey, I need you to take me back over to the barbershop. Samson, the super barber, he just blazed my boy, and I want a haircut like that. And guess what? If he's the popular kid, which most likely he is literally going to get all his friends, and those friends are going to be coming to me to get a haircut. And guess what? It's going to be 2 years, 3 years. They're going to be in high school. And guess what's going to happen? They're going to still come to me. I'm going to still charge them. But the short-term goal is this. Get their dads. Their dads, that's where the money comes in. Get their uncles. Get their cousins. Get their family members. This is how you get, this is just a word of mouth. This is not even, this is a type of marketing, but it's called profile marketing. So you profiling, you giving it your profile through your haircuts, and people are seeing your living profile, your living flyers on the haircuts. This haircut that I'm doing is a typical faux hawk, or you want to call it a mohawk. I call it a mohawk, but the reason I say a faux hawk because at the very bottom it still has a slight fade. So what I'm doing here, you see, everything I do is has a slight C formation. I had to speed it up just for time reasons, but this is basically a 20-25 minute haircut, maybe 30 minutes. I can't remember, but I sped it up to maybe, to meet. So I doubled the time, so it's literally maybe about a 20-25 minute haircut. So just based off of his haircut, he was going to another barber, so this is the first time I cut his hair. By the time you see this video, this was like in the archive, so by the time you see this video, I've already cut this kid hair maybe like 3 or 4 times. He's been a regular client. And guess what? His dad comes weekly, he comes weekly, or his dad comes bi-weekly, he comes weekly. Why? Because he wants to stay fresh, young football player, young popular player, and he's doing his thing. So what I'm doing here, just to kind of give you guys a little tutorial, this is just a basic blend. I'm doing something that's called freestyle blend. This is something that I do. Some of you other barbers won't do that. The reason I call it a freestyle blend is I usually just bald it out, take a half, go up 1 level, make the next guideline, and then cut down the bulk, and then everything else is a blend. I usually do a quick fade, and then I come back and do all the touch-ups later. So I kind of want to see how his hairline is going to look. So you see what I'm doing right now. I'm literally shaping him up, giving him a little C formation, hooking him up. I prefer to not give enhancements to anybody. But what has happened in the last 3 or 4 years, all of these young kids want that dark hairline. And I try to talk a lot of my young clients, or even my older clients, like, oh, you don't have to get that, just go with the natural look. That's what they don't want. So what happens is they bring in these Instagram pictures and they say, hey, I want to cut like this. I love it. It beats the big poster boards that's like, give me a number 9 or give me a 10, and it really don't give detail. But now with all the barbering and how the barber community has exploded, everybody put their pictures on Instagram. So you could just type in nice haircut, faux hawk, mohawk, whatever, African-American kid or white kid or Spanish kid, and most likely it'll pop up on Instagram or on Google. So you'll see later on I'll start using some enhancements to kind of take his haircut to the next level. So what I'm doing right now, as you see what I told you on the other side, I literally just took out, balled them around. A lot of people want to get real specific when it comes to that first guideline. To me, it really does not matter because I'm going to blend it out anyhow. It's going to be all faded, and I'm going to get the same results regardless of how that guideline is. As long as it meets, as long as I cut that bottom out. And I'm kind of measuring on what I do on the other side, but you can never get both sides 100% perfect. I've never seen anybody do a perfect guideline, especially on the mohawk, because you really don't have nothing to go off. All you have to go off is, maybe about a half an inch or an inch above the ear and a round circle to give almost like that burst fade. You see down right here, I kind of looked at the back, and I kind of see that I have to kind of follow the form of the mohawk. And so, like I said, this is my first time cutting them. It usually takes me about 3 haircuts to give you that premium haircut, because I got to get to know your scalp. Some people have bad scalp, some people have spots, some people have blonde areas. What I mean by blonde is some parts of their hair is lighter than the other. Some people have blonde spots or red spots in their hair. And if you don't know that, fading it will mess you up, because you think that person has a light spot, but it's really just a different hair color or even a different hair texture. So it's a necessity that you take your time and figure it out as you go on, and just let them know, like, hey, this first haircut is not really going to be the most perfect haircut, but it's going to be probably the best haircut you ever had. That's what I normally say to my clients, and it's just the truth. And the next haircut, I know if they got dents or bumps, or I know their scalp, I know what to go around, what not to do, what to do. So you can see right now, I'm giving them a shape up, brushing down, giving them a really tight shape up. I'm using my Babyliss FX. I really love these clippers, but you see later on I'll start using different trimmers. these are always going to be hitters because the motors are so strong and these trimmers cut so well. I wish they could still come out with a trimmer half the size, because sometimes these kids, they have the hairline is so low that it's right above their eyebrow, and it's hard to really cut them the way you really want to cut them. You know, you got to stretch their scalp, pull down their eyebrows in order to give a clean cut. As you can see, I got him smiling. I probably told him, hey, take a look. You like that, huh? He loved it. Right now, I'm throwing some enhancement on him. The haircut is basically finished, but what I'm doing right now is just, you know, throwing some enhancements. You see where it's really natural hair, like baby hair that he still has, but most of these kids, they don't want that any longer. They want something that's a little bit different, what everybody's getting. They're getting the trend. And maybe in another 2 years or a year or so, maybe this won't be a trend, and maybe the whole natural look will be back in, and that's what kids will actually want. But as for now, these kids are loving this spray-on enhancement. I use 245. It's the best thing for me. It really has boosted a lot of the haircuts that I've done, because the haircut pops a little bit more. But this is something that they've been using in Hollywood for years. Darkened hairline, whether they use it with Beijing or hair color. They've been doing this for, you know, now it's just a little upgraded. Now they have, you know, the spray on. But would you see, like, you know, as a barber, you have to be able to style it on how the kid, how he wants it. And so he has that kind of like that Odell Beckham look. And so basically what I'm doing is just spraying him down, pulling his hair out, to give him that finished, polished look. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you want to see more tutorials like this, hey, holla at your boy. This is Super Barber Samson. Until next time, peace.
Let's go!